There's a lot of people apparently out there who are going to try to convince me that Overwatch is a perfectly balanced game and that nothing is ever going to change. For some reason, I find that hard to believe. How's it going, everybody? Force here. Today we're going to talk a little bit about Overwatch and balance. And really, we could probably apply this to any new game that comes out that has the possibility for imbalance, which is going to be most of them that are like competitive and have different characters with different skills and strengths and weaknesses. Imbalance is an issue that can come up. It comes up in every game that I've ever played. Every time the discussion comes up when we're talking about hero balance for whatever character, people claim that hey, you need to just learn to play. Get good. Wow, don't be such a noob. Switch character. Like, man, come on. Really? You're gonna try to tell me that the game is 100% perfectly balanced and that no changes will ever be made? I know some people like to assume that Blizzard are just filled with these angels that descended from the heavens or are incapable of mistake or errors. I mean, they're human. Just like you, just like me. They can make mistakes. They're not perfect. They don't know everything. Nobody does. I'm not gonna sit here and tell everyone that I think I'm a better game designer than Blizzard, or that these forum complainers who come out every time they die and say, oh, this guy clearly needs a nerf because he killed me. I'm not saying that that's as a better idea of what balance is, but I'm saying Blizzard's probably smart enough to know when to balance and when people are just complaining about a hero design that they haven't figured out. That's what I'm trying to say. And that the discussion of balance is an okay one to have. We're just talking. It's fine. We can talk about it and have discussions about some characters that seem maybe a little underpowered, some that seem maybe a little overpowered. And it's not as simple as everyone just needs to get good and learn to play. Because like I said, I can assure you that it's not the forum whiners that are going to dictate how a game gets balanced. It's not the people who run to the forums every time McCree kills them and tell them that flashbang or the right click is too strong. Or every time someone gets wiped out by, I don't know, Reaper's die. No. You know what it is? It's numbers. Blizzard uses numbers. More specifically, they use the analytics they are no doubtedly tracking to help determine what characters appear to be outperforming others, being played more often or underplayed. That is what's gonna help determine game balance. I know it's easy for us on the outside to just assume Blizzard's gonna listen to everyone who complains, but that's not how it works. And we shouldn't try to shut down discussions of balance just because we think people need to get better, which in a lot of situations I'll agree. People need to learn to counter, they need to learn to improve, but I think some people also need to learn that that doesn't mean that the game is unneeding of some changes. Blizzard's gonna go in and they're gonna see which characters have the highest kill percentages, which ones have the lowest death percentages, which characters are more often picked in games that have the most number of wins. Which I think actually was Symmetra, like actually a really high percentage win rate character. But some people keep telling me that she's underpowered, but I'm gonna have to go back and look, but I think I saw that number somewhere. Numbers are gonna help determine where game balance is, and all this noise and all this chatter on the forums, on Reddit, even in videos like this from dudes like me. I'm just talking about stuff. I'm just talking about my own perspective of the game and trying to share how I think the community feels and the sense that I get from the reading that I do and the comments that I read and all of that. But Blizzard's not just gonna listen to me because I put up a video that says, hey, is McCree possibly overpowered? ? And I talk about some of what I think his strengths might be, and I talk about some tuning that they're gonna do. You bet your ass that Blizzard's not just gonna sit down and watch that one video and be like, you know what? I think this Force guy is right. We should listen to everything that he says. No, come on now. But I also get that there's an argument that when maybe someone like myself makes a video, that I kind of stir things up. That now everyone's gonna think McCree is overpowered, everyone's gonna complain, and everyone's gonna play him. But whether or not people talk about it more, or play him more, or play a character less, once more, none of that, I guarantee you, is going to influence what Blizzard does. It's gonna be the long tail. They're gonna look at the numbers over a period of time to help decide what needs to change. And why isn't it like perfectly balanced from the start? Well, because sample size is really what we could chalk it up to. The number of people playing right now compared to the number of people that they had internally testing the game or in the closed beta is astronomically larger. And when you have a smaller sample size, it's harder to figure out where heroes fit in among your general player base, because the smaller the number of people playing, the greater variance you're gonna have when it comes to player skill deciding how a hero performs. But as a larger group of people playing, more skilled and lesser skilled people, and then the numbers start to even out, then that gives you a better sense of, okay, amongst our entire community, how good is McCree? How bad is Zarya? How much is Torbjorn being played? And then with those numbers and with that information, they're gonna decide, these are the changes that need to be made. At the end of the day, I do agree that generally speaking, people probably just need to learn to counter and learn to get better at the game and have more situational awareness, and as a result, they'll do better. And McCree maybe won't be such a pain in the ass, or maybe they can dodge Widow snipers by staying out of long sight lines. But that also doesn't mean that no balance will ever need to be made, because of course it will. Because Blizzard are just people. They're not angels that descended from the heavens to develop the perfect game. Things will change, and having these conversations are okay, but ultimately, the numbers will dictate what happens. All right, guys, that is going to do it for me here today. I just wanted to talk a little bit about hero balance in the game, how you think about the game's current balance. I want you guys to tell me, and what do you think about what we're talking about here today? Do you agree with what I say? Do you disagree? Thanks, guys, so much for watching. Hope you all have a fantastic afternoon, and until next time, I'll see you later.